All right, let's get to humping. It's the Randcast. What's the date?
Over a little. Come on, man.
Shut up! What's the date?
22nd.
And tomorrow is fucking Thanksgiving?
It's the 23rd, excuse me. Yeah, tomorrow's the 24th.
Oh.
Tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
Did I get rooked on this mic?
I don't know. You can return it.
I don't know. I just don't know. I bought a collar microphone. So, hey, man, I don't know if you paid attention because you got shit, but did you see last week we made the Randcast just public and for free. And we didn't get a fuckload of comments, but it had a lot of traction. More traction than the damn Randcast teasers.
Really?
Yeah, because we gave the whole thing up on YouTube for free.
Mm-hmm. You just do the audio this time? You didn't do the picture-in-picture, right?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, we did.
No.
We did it via Skype.
No, I didn't. That's the other part is it got all fucked up. I don't know. I got to figure out how to format Skype like you format Zoom.
Right.
But I don't think that matters. I mean, yes, of course it does, you guys. Production value matters, but I think the most important thing is our content, which is us, you know, our shit that we share, the shit that we've done, the things that we're trying to do, you know. So with that all being said, it's creating some fucking, it's getting a little traction. So maybe we'll do that, you know. For Patreon, that's why we're doing this, you guys, is we have to create revenue. We have to keep the doors open. Premier Pro Wrestling on Patreon. Now, for the $2 tier, we were giving up the Randcast, which is good.
Yeah.
You know? And then, but I think what we'll do now is we'll leave those first 170 and change Randcasts up there at the $2 tier. Mm-hmm. And then what we'll do is just put out the Randcast on YouTube for a while and see if we can't get some traction. And we'll figure out as we go. Remember, don't make fun, guys. I'm an old guy. Casey's a somewhat old guy. And we're surrounded by young people that know how to do this shit that don't really say anything unless you fucking grill them about how to get our podcast heard where everybody else's podcasts are heard. So that being said, we're doing pretty good.
Right.
People give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
Of course.
So Premier Pro Wrestling on Patreon, $2 tier gets you those Randcasts that are in the can that haven't been public before. $4 tier gets you the Randcasts and also the main events from our Saturday night tapings because we tape wrestling here every Saturday night. Premier Pro is a viable weekly wrestling company.
Right.
And training facility. That's what we do, you know. And then the $6 tier gets you the aforementioned, but also over 430 exclusive matches and our big monthly tapings, and we got one coming up. We'll let you know when. It's probably going to be mid-December, a week before Christmas, but we will let you know. So that's that, man. What we're trying to do here is run weekly. Now, where I come from, the Memphis territory, where I cut my teeth, and also Dallas, we ran weekly. Can be done. And it can be done in 2022. How can it be done? You know, very hard to do without television. And the fact that even if you had television, man, even if I was on the UPN station out of Madison that goes to Rockford today, if there isn't even a station anymore, maybe on Rockford Fox, people don't fucking get their TV that way anymore.
I'm curious to see, you know, because you dealt with television 20 years ago. I'm curious to see what, in today's climate, what time slots cost, what type of bartering deals they do, what type of, you know, like I wonder if it's changed a lot, or because, you know, now we have subscription services, you know, cable, local cable it wasn't as hot as it used to be, you know.
Not at all.
Maybe
you know?
they have come down on their prices. I don't know. I'm just wondering.
I don't know. It's not worth.
I don't either. No, I know. I was just curious.
You know, I don't think we have anything. Maybe
anybody out there listening, if you feel free to comment on that. If you have that information, I'd like to know.
Maybe people out by you, like your parents' age, they're in their 60s. They watch Fox because it's the local news.
Sure, yeah.
You know, but I don't know. I guess that's Fox, but man, it's got to be highly rated. At one point, we had a deal on a Friday to be on Fox television. That was a barter deal. I would not after I paid for my half-hour time slot on Madison UPN, I said, "What am I, fucking Mark? I'm not doing this anymore."
Yeah.
You know. But I had a barter deal worked out with Fox, and then the next Tuesday, they got rid of the general manager over the fucking weekend, and another guy said, "Fuck you." Did you know that?
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, I was gonna move out by you and everything, man, in Belvedere.
New GM, huh?
Had no fucking. He wanted nothing to do with me. The other guy was all for it because he saw the legs, and there were legs, you know.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to do out by you is they had this station. I don't even know if they do anymore, but I bet you they do. But like you said, it's fucked with cable because I don't have cable. You know what I have? I have Peacock, and I got the $4.99. Then I have Hulu, I have Netflix, I have HBO, I have Amazon Prime, and I think that's it. Showtime on Peacock. Point is, I don't have Raw. I don't give a fuck.
I doubt these stations are in a position to dictate the same terms that they used to at one time. That'd be my guess.
Well, here's 6 of one, half dozen of the other, though. Well, I guess you're right, too. To your point, yes, because you can get Fox if you have the Fox app. They don't give a fuck about the franchise thing.
Right.
But in the same token, man, they got some highly rated fucking programming.
Sure, yeah.
Because if you're in Rockford and you got cable, the Fox that you have is Fox Cable. I mean, it's the Fox channel, and that's where you got your Chicago. No, that's on NBC. I guess 911 and The Good Doctor and all that shit. I think. I don't know. I don't know. But I don't think anybody watched this. It's such a clusterfuck, you know.
No. Yeah.
You know, so even if you did. But the point I'm trying to make is Chicago has just got such a huge population. The third Chicago land, when I was young, they called it the 6th county area. And now Metro Chicago is like, wow, almost all of 1/3 of the state of Illinois.
Yeah, it should be the state of Illinois and the state of Cook County.
What?
I said, as far as politics goes, it should be 2 separate votes. One for the state of Cook County and one for the state of Illinois. The politics of Cook County dictate the entire state of Illinois, all those Democrats.
Well, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but your bestie over here has been trying to stay away from politics.
Oh.
Did you notice it?
I guess, maybe.
It's making me fucking crazy. And I know this from the get-go. I'm powerless.
Yeah, it's kind of
You know?
sucks.
I ask God to guide and direct our country. Mm-hmm. But I got to keep things in perspective. I get too cranked up. I'm a sensitive guy, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why when you said that, I was like, get my ass puckered. I've been doing good, though.
Yeah.
We got the fucking house. Watch what happens. But anyway, enough with the politics. So, yeah, it can support it, you know? But the other thing is the streaming of wrestling, you know? It's amazing how, at first, this wrestling streaming was a big fucking deal. I forget the name of it now, but it was something spawned from Sal in Florida and Gabe Sapolsky and some other company where streaming wrestling was a successful thing, and then Triple H bought it. I don't know why him and Stephanie became Smart Mark friendly, because it didn't equate into any money. I'm not making it personal, but at the end of the day, I have never, ever, ever in my wildest dreams seen an Adam Cole t-shirt out in public. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, whatever. But anyway, after that, it seems like everybody wants their shit for free now.
Right.
You know, which is ridiculous. You know, our stuff is, if I don't know, I'm never going to be able to convince you, I guess, unless you try it. It's compelling, man. It's fucking storylines in our wrestling that make fucking sense.
Right.
And the match fucking quality. So as long as we can keep the doors open and fight through the fights we got to fight through, it's going to pay off.
Yep.
But yeah, think about that. I don't think there's anyone on Patreon that has over 430 exclusive matches. And those are exclusive matches.
I know. It's quite a library.
Really good talent, too.
Yep. Absolutely.
And some idiots. But they've had some good matches, you know. Yeah. A lot of people, I don't know, man. It's not about leaving. It's about this. It's not like I say Rand's way or the highway. Rand's way isn't even what I'm fucking saying. What I'm saying is the wrestling industry. Then there's the Indians, you know. So if it doesn't make sense, I don't need you. If you had bad habits, meaning if if your goal is to get your shit in that 10,000 other guys that look exactly like you with similar gear are doing every week, I don't need you. If you can't follow direction, I don't need you. But if you listen to me, and you're living proof of the fact that if you listen to me, I will bring out the best in you. You know?
Rand's way or the highway.
Yeah.
That's Savio. Savio's way or the highway. E mi manera o pa la calle.
Is that what he used to say?
Mm-hmm. That was written on his baseball bat. E
We're
mi
talking
manera o
about-
pa la calle.
We're talking about Savio Vega, folks. And
From
you-
Puerto Rico.
For you wrestling fans, old, young, whatever, it's probably one of the most underrated fucking talents in the industry, in the history of the industry.
He was fucking good.
Real fucking good.
Still good.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah. an
Savio
amazing
Vega,
talent.
you know. Case, he got to work. We both got to work with him in fucking Puerto Rico. I know
Yeah.
the guy. We know the guy real well. We could call him right now and have him on the podcast. Thing is, I'm not going to fucking exploit him. You know, you got this fucking clown Hannibal, and he's just a typical indie tard, indie it, that thinks that, oh, I'll throw money at him and I'll get him on my podcast, and that gives me credibility and puts me in the wrestling industry. When the sad part about it is, you know, it's sad that these guys need the money to do something like that. And if they like it or not, it kind of cheapens them, you know. The other part is that they've done that with everybody, so it's like, what's the point now? They've already said the same story in 10
Yeah,
different
it's kind of
podcasts.
diluted.
Yeah.
The market is kind of diluted. There's not much new shit out there, you know.
We got one or two in the can with Savio on there. I don't think you were around then. That would have been something. With Savio in the can there on our Patreon. But we hit them where they ain't. We don't talk about the same fucking things. We talk about the insider stuff. Now tell me about the baseball bat. That was Savio's gimmick down there. He's the boss. What's his deal?
Yeah. He was, for a while, he was like the general manager.
El Presidente?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Figurehead?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like Vince? What was
Sort
his-
of. No, it was more of like a general manager gimmick.
Heel?
Yeah, heel.
Always.
Always.
Okay.
He was baby when IWA first opened, but that's what popped the territory was when they turned him heel. That's when they did their biggest business. That's really what popped the territory was Savio turning heel, aligning himself with Chicky Starr, Victor the Bodyguard, against Shane and Ricky Banderas. That's really what popped the territory wide open. Luke told me that for 16 straight weeks without a gimmick match, nothing, just a match, they sold out for 16 straight weeks with just a tag match, Victor and Chicky against Shane and Ricky.
Four fucking months.
That's how hot fucking that angle was.
Now, when you talk about sellouts, what size is the crowd?
I think they sold out across the board, so small towns and big towns, but TV, you know, TV
almost a
Saturday
big town
night
once.
television would be anywhere from 5,000 to 8,000.
Tell them what the big town would be.
Would be either Ponce, Bayamon, San Juan area generally, maybe
Wow.
Cayenne, but it was mostly San Juan. We taped in, what was it, Levittown. We taped in at Pepin. We taped in Caguas at the sports arena. And
Size of the crowd. Size of the crowd.
I told
10,000,
you- No, I
15,000?
told you 5,000 to 8,000.
No, on Saturdays.
5,000 to 8,000.
What about would they run? How about when they would do?
The quarterly big shows.
Yeah.
Like 10 to 15.
So there was 4 of those too in that 16 weeks.
No. I mean, that would be the big show on Saturday night, but then the Thursday, Friday, and Sunday shots would probably do about what we do for a Saturday TV, 5 to 8.
So let's go ahead and figure that angle alone drew 20,000 fans a week for 16 weeks. That's 20 times 10 is 200,000. 20 times 6 is 120,000?
I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah, you got a calculator. He's got a phone now. I want you guys to just pay attention to this. This is what the island was doing at the time, and nobody in the States was really paying much attention to it.
So what'd you ask me now? What were the numbers?
16 weeks times 20,000. That was drawing 20.
32. So 320,000.
320,000 paid cocksuckers. Vince doesn't do that.
Yeah.
And it's not the same areas and towns. The island of Puerto Rico is 40 miles long by 120 miles wide, 60 miles long. 60 or 40?
It's 100 by 50.
Holy shit.
100 and change by 50 and change.
So back to what we were talking about, you idiots think that, you know, if you can get your yucks in and your inside jokes in and pop the boys in the back and all that shit and force your poor friends and family to keep coming to see you and they don't give a shit about anybody else, that you're over. Over is how many tickets you fucking sell, how much revenue you create. Mm-hmm. We're talking about, did you say 320,000 fans?
In 4 months?
In 4 months.
Yeah, probably that's probably close.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, the TV was good. The production value was good, but nothing compared to Vince's.
No, but like I said, that was a big reason, too. I really believe that. Because Carlos's production has never been good.
No.
It wasn't good then. It wasn't good before, but he was the only game in town. So not only did IWA parlay new talent, they had the Apollos and Rickies, they were seeing the Savios and the Shanes and the Chickies and the Victor the Bodyguards under a completely new lens, under a new light because of that production.
Yeah.
So it's like they were already stars with Carlos,
yeah.
But now, boom, put them on a well-polished, really good produced TV, and it just made them bigger. It just made them bigger stars, along with Dutch's booking and the storylines and the way Victor promoted.
That was under Dutch?
Yes.
Huh.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
I mean, Dutch was a big reason it popped too. I mean, Dutch was booking for Carlos, right?
Yeah.
And IWA and Carlos, maybe Carlos this is right when IWA opened, the first couple of years. I would say Carlos was beating IWA, out of the gates. And Dutch did a deal with him, and Dutch jumped ship and started booking for IWA.
Yeah.
And then within 3 months, they were beating Carlos.
Isn't that amazing?
And they never looked back. Like I said, I was there not at its peak, but, really good business by any standards.
Of course.
And it was,
300. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't there for that. That would have been its peak.
How long was that before you got there? A year, 2?
About 2 years.
Okay.
But, I mean, we still did really good business. We did crazy business. You don't realize it until now. You kind of take it for granted when you're there. But,
of course you do.
I forget the point I was going to make. Son of a bitch. What were we talking about? Dutch popped it.
Yeah.
Business was really good. Fuck, I don't remember what I was
But anyway, point I'm trying to make is to tie it back into this. I know it'll come back to you. Mm-hmm. We can do that here. We can do that here. We just got to get people.
Oh, I was just going to compare it to Carlos. So even IWA, not at its hottest, but still good. Well, for their big show, it's called Anniversario. That's their big show.
I'm such a tart. I always call it Anniversario.
But that's what it is. It's anniversary.
You got a lighter there, Chief?
Yeah. Anniversario. That was their biggest show of the year. What they did for that show on Saturday night is what we did for television every single Saturday night. So they would draw about 3,000 people, 3,000 to 5,000 people for their biggest show of the year.
Yeah.
WWC.
Yeah.
But, like I said, that was the difference. Like, what they drew on their biggest show of the year, we drew every single Saturday night.
It's just amazing.
So that was the gap between IWA and Carlos at that time.
Just amazing.
It wasn't even close. It wasn't even close.
Just amazing.
They were lucky to draw on a normal Saturday night for television 500 people.
You mean World Wrestling Council?
Yes,
Carlos Colon.
They were lucky to draw 500 people for their Saturday night TV. That was the worst house I would ever work in front of, and that would be like on a Sunday night in a building that only sat 500. You know what I'm saying? That's what we would do in a mountain town. That's what they did that's what they did in San Juan on Saturday night for their TV was 500. That's the worst house. I never worked in front of 500 people down there. And like I said, their television, their biggest show of the year drew what we did every single Saturday night.
Just amazing.
So that was the difference.
So I think things could be recaptured. I don't think it would take a long time and some real money to get back to the 320,000 tickets sold.
Yeah.
But you could, it's rocky back there. You could build that thing up.
Yeah, you could
build
do
up
good.
the island
I
if you go down
think you
there.
could do good.
I can't do it though, But the bottom line to it is, what is our population? Do you know? Can you Google that?
Where at here?
Chicagoland. Just Chicagoland, period. Okay. And then we've got southeast Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. The thing is, I think people like to get out and do something. you know?
Of course.
And we keep the rates pretty reasonable, you know? These indie guys are all, I think their cheapest ticket now, these Indians is $20, but they run this crap, but they don't make any money. You know what I mean? There's no heart in it, there's no
Chicagoland area is 9.4 million.
9.5 million people, so I know we can draw. We just got to keep at it and keep conditioning the folks. But the biggest thing is once you're here, we'll show you and ask anybody that's been here, you know, that even as a naysayer, they lose their shit at how hard this roster works. You know? And, you know, you go through a lot of guys. I can't believe the egos of people. You know what I was watching last night, man? I made Gianna watch it. It's probably been a long time since you watched it, but Any Given Sunday.
Oh, yeah, that's a good movie.
And professional sports, pro wrestling is professional sports, you idiots. For you guys, it's a glorified dart league or bowling league where you get to wear
beer softball Tuesday night beer league.
Yeah, you get to dress up, and it's somewhere between cosplay and darts. You know, there's no heart or skin in the game or pride in your work. You know. For us, it's a different story. It's a professional fucking sport, and the best. There's a lot of great messages on there. Like the thing I like about Gianna and that she's 20, so let's see, let's figure between 20 and 57. On YouTube, they have all those motivational videos. Some are just audio, whatever. Well, one of the top ones is Pacino.
Oh,
on that
speech.
Yeah, that last speech,
yeah,
you know.
before the game.
Fucking that. I think I got him though. Anyway. They use that, and they don't even know what movie it's from.
No.
John knows, I remember this, you know. But anyway, point I'm trying to make is here's this kid, and he's got talent, and whatever, the politics went his way. So many guys, and Lawrence Taylor says it in there as a character, but whoever wrote that fucking thing took a long time to write it and put some real truth into it about Lawrence Taylor, about there's 100 motherfuckers that are as good as me or you that nobody knows about.
I don't know who wrote it. I know it's an Oliver Stone movie. Oliver Stone directed it, but I don't know.
But when LT says that to the guy about appreciate what the fuck you have, and the kid is just like these idiots, and I'm talking about Jamie Foxx's breakout role, really, that Willie Beeman, leave them good, leave the bitches creaming.
I will run this town. Yeah, you know who's in that movie is Boogeyman.
Is he?
Marty from WWE.
Where is he?
Remember He's one of the players. He's an extra. He's all over that thing. He's a player. He's locker room scenes.
Lucky
he's in.
bastard.
He's one of the players. You just see him. If you look for him, he's all over the place.
Is Boogeyman a bestie of yours?
No, but we were cool. I mean, I wouldn't say we were besties. I think we hung out a few times.
Gotcha.
We'd go out occasionally.
So
I'd hang out with Boogie.
this kid starts buying his own hype and becomes a fucking mark for himself, and he jeopardizes a lot, you know? And this motherfucker didn't care about things that came before him. And the whole time, Pacino's in there fucking saying, you got to give a fuck about the roots of the game. You're a part of something bigger than yourself. That's what a sport, a professional sport, is supposed to be. But these idiots, how do you perform in front of a couple hundred people at the most, and that's when the undercard can sell the 20 tickets they're supposed to sell to get booked, you know, and go out there and think it's about you.
Steamin' Willie Beeman.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
The point I'm trying to make?
Yes.
And at the end of the day, the kid becomes great because he finally gets it.
And
the last fucking scene of the movie, he finally gets it, and he says, I learned more the first half listening to Cap Rooney on the fucking headset than I did 5 years in the league. And that's what we do here.
That's a good comparison.
But I love it, you know, and that's how I watch things like that.
Hey, the girls, he's got them creaming.
You understand the point.
Yes. Yeah. Of course.
And I think it's good to say that kind of shit in the podcast because if it'll get you to buy our shit, you know, if it's coming to see the shit live here, if it's on our Patreon and subscribing, T-shirts, whatever, you know what goes into it. Believe me when I tell you that other crap is just what I say is crap. There's no heart, there's no talent in there. It's just they're egomaniacs, but how good are they? What do you have to be an egomaniac about? Sometimes I would think I was humble to a fault. But nah, I wouldn't do it any different, you know? I have my brushes, but the biggest thing for me is all the places I've been and all the things I've done and all that I have obtained, that I retained being sober and not being an ego fucking maniac. You know? You can't fucking hear with your mouth open. You know what I'm saying? And you can't learn with your mind closed.
Right.
You know? Yeah. You're always learning. I can remember when TNA, I didn't want to go work at TNA. I was trying to put something together in Puerto Rico. That's where I saw my future, you know? But when I went there, I was like, what are the pros and cons? Let's get the piece of paper out. Pro, well, get a fucking salary. Con, I'm going to be in a den of fucking vipers. Can I handle it? Because they're all scumbags, you know? And I'm talking about Dixie Carter and all those people. They have no integrity whatsoever. And Jeff did, but Jeff Jarrett, I'm talking about, was in the throes of the disease. I just wasn't sure if I could fucking do it, you know? But one of the things that motivated me is, what can I learn?
Yeah.
Now, there was a bit of this. Well, at the end of the day, who can I learn from there? You know? Vince Russo? No, I already knew his fucking MO. You know? Dutch.
Yeah, Dutch.
You know? Dutch. I've always been bewildered by the fact that that guy turned 800 fans a week into 8,000 fans a week at Bayamon in Puerto Rico in the matter of a couple of months. I said, I'm going there. And I learned so much, you know, and I hope we get the revenue streams or the money to invest into this thing to give us the production value. Because I was actually the production manager, and I know what to do and what's needed. It's just about money and resources, which we don't have right now. But at the end of the day, what keeps me fucking going is the fact that you guys here on YouTube, look at the goddamn traffic. The subscribers are just unbelievable to me, you guys. So we're doing something right. We're going to keep fucking doing it. It's only going to get better. You know? So yeah, that's that. You know? Support us on Patreon, man. You know? And t-shirts too. It takes a lot of drops to fill a bucket. You know? Help us keep the doors open. Because at some point, if we had the money right now, we could probably make ourselves, or make you, a viable wrestling alternative with a couple of guys that we would bring in from the outside. Who would you bring in if you could afford them?
I'd have to think about it. I really would.
I would automatically, while they still can, and I know they still can, they can't do what they used to be able to do, in a heartbeat, I would bring in Homicide, and I would bring in Spanky, Brian Kendrick, right now as player coaches.
I was going to say Brian Kendrick. I'd bring in a guy like Paul London for sure, his partner.
I don't know Paul.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're going to get the same type of...
If we had the resources and I could give them decent guarantees, I would bring them both in as player coaches while I could. Because Spanky is the angel, Homicide is the fucking devil. And in the middle is where you want to be, and that's where these guys would be working with them and being agented by them, and lucky enough to work with them while being agented by them.
Yeah.
I would definitely bring in Luke for finishes, Luke Williams. Mm-hmm. He's one of the last guys that has an amazing brain for finishes, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, he's still sharp as a tack. Yeah. 76 years old, dude. He has no signs of fucking mental shit at all. Mm-hmm. You know? But those guys I would definitely bring in. Talent-wise, who are you thinking of?
You would know better than me, man. I don't know who still works and who you can even use.
Well, I got a silly question for you. And no one's ever thought of this. Savio.
Oh, yeah, Savio.
You know? What about fucking Santino?
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah.
What do you think, Santino Morella? What's his real name?
Well, I always called him Boris, but his real name's Anthony.
Italian kid?
Mm-hmm.
He really is Italian.
Yeah,
it's funny. Well, there you go, right there. I like him. Off the bat. The thing is that what he can bring to the table is something I don't even think WWE thinks about, and that's an entertainment value.
You just need guys. You need veterans to mentor these guys.
Well, not just that, but I'm talking about the specialness in a Santino. And I'm not talking about his match quality. I'm talking about not your production value, the physical production value, the production to your fucking being a compelling fucking promo, being a compelling character development. These indie tards have no character development. Even the guys that that we've in the past that I have figured to be my top guys have no character. They try to steal from someone else. They become a mixture of Randy Orton and Batista, and it's no one wants to see that. That's why no one's asked.
I've said it before. I would still use a guy like Flash. Even Flash is fucking. He's good to have around. I learned so much from that guy. I learned a lot.
Why is Flash playing again?
Fuck, man. He worked forever before. I didn't realize how long he worked. He worked in Memphis. He worked in Smoky Mountain. He'd been around. He worked for Danny. He worked for OVW. So he had a lot of experience. Worked with a lot of good guys. Yeah. Like Billy Joe, fucking Dundee, Lawler. So, I mean, he had, but he was just... He was the type of guy that he didn't call anything. He would call it on the ring, and he had really good timing and fucking knew when to do shit. Like, I got really good fucking working with him.
The only thing with Flash that fucked him up is his body.
Yeah.
And I think it's politics.
I mean, he could still, but you're right. He's not a politician, but fuck, man, he's not afraid to say that was the fucking shit.
Yeah.
He's not afraid. He will fucking tell you. He's not gonna bullshit.
But at the same token, he's constructive, not destructive.
Right. He'll fucking tell you. Yeah, he'll tell you. You should have done this. Should have done that. That was fucking bullshit.
He'll tell you what you need to hear.
Right. So
that's what this industry is about. Anybody that talks shit about me or you, for example, but me, they do a lot. It's only because I tell them what they don't want to hear and what they have to hear.
The truth.
Okay, so I stumbled across something not too long ago, and it popped up on my YouTube feed, Flash Flanagan versus Billy Joe, back when the Memphis territory was getting unbelievably high ratings, but they weren't running any fucking shows. Mm-hmm. They had planned on it, but Corey Macklin is no fucking promoter. And I saw where they finally were handing the ball to Flash Flanagan, and I knew the timing that it was because of the way Billy Joe's body looked, and he was half-ass emaciated from the cocaine and the crack. And they put him with Billy to give him the first rub.
Yeah.
Just watching little things like Flash wanted to do a plancha on top of Billy from outside. Billy said, "Fuck you!" So it turned into an axe handle. You know what I mean? But they were going to invest in him. But it just, at the time, it didn't go nowhere. It's not that they ran out of wrestlers. It's not that they ran out of great minds. They just never thought of, number one, production value. Number two, they never thought of businessmen.
Right.
The businessmen at that point were more important, and I'm talking about like Eddie Marlin, the Booker of the Towns, than the fucking actual talent was. And that's why they went down. The other thing is they never took advantage, Memphis, at the end, upgrading the production value. For Christ's sake, your deal is great with the station. You could have had unbelievable by just Jerry putting his head together with the station manager to make their production as good as Vince's.
Yeah.
Even live. Just talking about intros, outros, little things. The other thing that didn't matter as much was the match quality. We didn't really have an agent at TV, bro.
Right.
Eddie Marlin was there fucking 6 a.m., man, at the station, right? Even if he was coming from Nashville at 240 miles, man, a guy leaving for no sleep, got to be in his 50s, got to be my age at the time. And he's also running a spot town that night, and he was supposedly running, quote-unquote, running TV. Well, shit, man, everybody was fucking hungover and strung out, and the match quality was the shit. Except for one or two.
Right.
But I'm not being an asshole, but the Southern Rockers just were their hearts were in the right place, but they weren't ready. And if you got them out there directing traffic, you can't do the hokey pokey in the ring. You grab the left arm first, you switch to the head, grab the wrong arm, and then you shake it all about. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to buy it. We ain't going to draw shit. That's what it's all about. Woo! You know what I mean? We had nobody in there saying, motherfucker, don't do that, like we did on the house shows. Now, they should have been doing that at the TV. Kingfish had too much on his plate, and he couldn't do it, and he wasn't exactly good with the guys then. Billy Dundee was worried about himself. He wasn't exactly the booker on TV. And he was probably worried about his angle, which is one of the top three. You know what I'm saying? So there was no concern about that, the quality of matches on the TV. We just said, well, if that promo gets over, it's good.
Yeah.
I think Puerto Rico kind of did that too. No hate. Just saying, showing them this one match has to be a perfect encapsulation of what this talent roster is. Not just started 8-minute match 6 minutes in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They never did that.
Right.
And it could have been so easy. You know?
Yep.
That's what we try to do, you know? Last week, let's see. I don't know how to look on my phone. I don't want to stop the recording. I can't look on my phone. Wait, they're right here. What was from last week? This is last week's last Saturday night's shit. Here's a perfect encapsulation. You're going to get it for free. First, it features, and it'll be up by the time you hear this on our YouTube. A perfect encapsulation of what we are, and this is why we will give this match to you for free, even though it's probably better than any of the shit you guys get, even subscribing to WWE'S network. Zero Gold versus Jake Hazard versus the American Ninja Warrior Sensei. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
How do you see that as being special and really saying this is Premier Pro?
Well, I mean, it shows our different levels of talent. You got Jake, that's an up-and-comer. Zero Gold is an up-and-comer, but
yes.
I'd say Jake's a little further along. Then you have Sensei, who's been one of the premier talents here for a while.
Exactly.
And also, it's a Challenge Pro championship match,
concept.
So it gets our concept over. Yeah, no, it's a really, and it shows that, you have three athletic guys in there too.
Yeah.
You're not three guys that are pretending to be athletes. You have three athletes.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, I think that really does encapsulate our product really well.
And it's so far ahead of any of the idiots that I know of. And I'm going to even say, whatever, man, maybe even AEW. Last Saturday night, it just was an amazing fucking match. And it's an amazing, this is us if we're Brandon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yep. Yeah, we'll talk about those. But for the interim, that's when they're going to get for free.
Okay, all right.
That's when they're going to get for free. You're going to get the tag match where the belts changed hands, Rockstar Rosie and Jay Leon, which again, nobody can do it like they did it,
really
like we do
match,
it. Against Marcus the Science Smith and Charlie Hustle. Point I'm trying to make though is that that's just fucking unbelievable match.
Yeah.
Compared to today's shit. You the first man to pinfall, submission, or elimination over the top. Eliminate one of your opponents over the top. Ding, ding, ding. You're the fucking winner. Sensei is a Challenge Pro champ. Sem is coming along with unbelievably, just by working once a week, twice a week. He's had his hands full as a young guy. When he moved out of his parents' house, he had to move into an apartment. This kid said, fuck it, co-sign, and he's buying a home. He's got to work, so he doesn't get to come and work out in the ring as much as he wants to, because the kid is nuts when it comes to fitness and all that shit. And you can see that if you follow that motherfucker on Instagram. You can see it during his matches. You can see it just by looking at that fucking body. No steroids. But god damn, I mean, he's just so innovative. Wow. He's got to work on his character development. But that's okay. We're going to fuck with his character development. And you need help with that. Nobody is born knowing how to do character development. Even your greatest talkers in the industry will tell you that. Yeah. But keep that goddamn in-ring going, because you don't have that, you don't have nothing today.
Right.
And this kid could work with anybody, any shape, size. It's unbelievable. But that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like, take that shit and compare it to that other crap out there. I've been getting a lot of these fucking skinny idiots on my feed going, what the fuck? Who would even get in they're not wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? Or this other one, like, this other one, I forget the name of it on Insta. The guy, it's obviously a school that runs, right? He gets them coming, he gets them going. He charges them for the training. He charges them for his gym membership. And you can tell that he charges them for the gear. He even puts the gear on them. And then they go through and actually fucking choreograph everything that they do. It's disgusting.
Yuck.
And they try to make a fat slob look better in good gear, but you can only do that to a point,
Yeah, you can only have one guy that looks like
and the fans are totally, you can tell they're like, and also condiments, you got to sell the tickets, because they don't do shit. They sit there the whole time like, I'm fucking tired. When's my nephew going to be on? I got to go.
I got to go.
I got a new CPD to watch. Or you got these idiots like, Jimmy Blaze, what a fucking jamoke. You know, they can't hold a candle to that fucking Challenge Pro match just from last Saturday night.
Yeah.
You know, and then I guess you're gonna get this one for free too. Fuck you. I remember the feeling that I had, but I don't remember the match as much. Oh yes, I do. Jose Acosta versus Brandon Campbell.
Oh, that was a good one.
Outstanding
That
match.
was good.
Aside from that, think about it. Brandon Campbell is the king of the Ironman champion. That means at least once a month, sometimes twice a month, he goes out there and has 30-minute matches.
Yeah.
30 minutes. Today's fucking clowns can't get through 8 without starting to do the same shit again.
Right.
Jose is a developed human being, a man, but he's also developing in that fucking ring. And he is really getting his chops out there with his moveset, his body language. And the thing about Jose is he's different from Sam, but possesses the same qualities. He just tells you a different way.
No, that's,
You know?
that's what it's supposed to be.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You know what I saw? More than a handful Saturday of guys that are fans that have never been here before, and I watch these motherfuckers, and I gay off watching them
That's what I
emotionally
do.
invested.
I watch the people.
Those people over there were so emotionally invested.
Yeah.
And you could tell
That's
they're
the
not
truth.
the type of people that yell and scream.
That's the truest barometer.
Yeah.
These guys were smart. That's what I always looked at.
Yep.
Even when I was working,
Yep.
I was totally in tune to what everybody, my surroundings, what everyone was doing.
Me too. And feel. The
Yeah.
feel. You
That's-
got to feel that.
When you start working your match to get the people, that's when you're doing the right thing. You know, people ignore the people. They lay out shit, and you don't know how the people are going to react
No,
till you get
you
out
don't.
there. You really don't. So that's where I'd like these guys to get to the point to where that's everything they do is determined on that. You know,
Yep.
because that's working. That's working.
Well, again, I'm going to say it.
And they have been doing a good job. They have been doing a good job. But now the guys here.
Our guys.
Our guys.
Outstanding.
Our guys. But that just takes a lot of repetitions, you know?
Yet showing up. Showing up is half of it. Showing up, you know. The other thing I want to say is look at the top guys for Vince. Now, there is no viable place to make a living in this industry. I have seen it happen when it wasn't supposed to happen because of the money behind these people. The king and inventor of the infomercial, okay? Can you imagine how much money he made? He owned Tony Little. He owned that lesbian buzz cut chick
Who's
that
the
were
king of
selling
the
stuff.
infomercial?
I forget the guy's name, but he owned them people. He was the inventor of the infomercial. Okay. He backed XWF. Fuck, I saw it happen. I saw it go down. I saw my friend Mike fucking Lima kill himself on purpose so his family could get the goddamn insurance money when it closed. I saw the last, and he has as much money, or had as much money, as Tony Khan's father did, talking about Bob Carter. He had the last independently owned energy company in the country. 6-7 years. And I told him at the time when I was there during the 4 or 5, it's going to happen. People with money will only invest to a point that they can write off legally as long as they can, and then they got to pull the plug. That's how they have money. That's what happened. Watch Khan. This motherfucker shows his cards if you look deep enough, and that cocksucker is running fucking Chicago again.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Thanksgiving night, be with us. You want to know how I know he's hard up? He's boosting Facebook ads.
Oh, yeah.
That means he ain't selling shit for tickets.
Okay.
You know, so all that's going to do is hurt us more. But, you know, that's what it is. But the only viable place to make a living today is WWE. And I saw something, but I didn't delve into it. Did you see that shit where they're signing certain talents to 5-year deals?
Who, WWE?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they're signing them to 5-year deals.
Huh.
And I guarantee you, those 5-year deal guys are the guys that can call it in the ring.
Yeah.
You know? Like one of the first guys, I think the first guy they did it with was your boy Ziggler.
Yeah.
And Mike.
Miz, yeah.
You think he still needs to work?
No,
I don't think so.
Probably not.
But he's out there working his balls off like he was a kid.
Yeah.
You know? Who else? Bobby Roode, he got lucky. He really landed on his feet, man. I know he was stressed out about being old and wasting his time at TNA. Look what happened there. AJ fucking Styles, another one. I was there. I know the stress they had. I'm too old. They're never going to sign me. And they said I'm never going to sign you. You're too old, Vince. Well, these motherfuckers, I bet you they're the ones who got the 5-year deals because they can call it in the ring.
Right.
They're not marks for themselves. So you might be able to make a little bit of money. If you're on the AEW roster, save it. It ain't going to last. But at the end of the day, you're guys that will be able to retire when they want to and play life on life's terms and not have to want for anything or be afraid or have financial insecurity. You're going to work for Vince. You're going to work for WWE.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. That's how you must think. Otherwise, I don't know why you waste your time other than being a mark for yourself.
All right.
You know what I mean? If you don't want to be the best, why get into this?
Oh, yeah, you have to. Yeah, you're right. That has to be the mentality. I mean, you won't make it. You won't make it.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough. It's tough business. And if you don't have that attitude, you're not gonna.
It's such a competitive business.
You're not gonna make it to any point.
At the end of the day, it's really not that hard if you think about it. And the reason is this. You got 10,000 idiots that look the same and do the same move set.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know, the different one, he's going to stand out. They're going to hear about him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I hear this new thing now, and this doesn't make any sense to me, but supposedly Gabe Sapolsky is the quote-unquote talent scout for WWE.
Oh, really?
Now, I don't know why Triple H has a soft spot for him, and that's what it is a soft spot. Do you know Gabe?
No. I know.
I don't know him well. I know he could never see a big picture.
Yeah.
You know, he could never ever see a big business picture, and he was way too sensitive about shit to look at it as a business. I don't think things have changed. I think that he's got a pulse because he's the type of fan that loves the smart mark or the internet wrestling darling. But I don't think anybody that he has fucked with or developed that made any money.
Yeah.
You know, like Dragon's Gate. He fucked with Dragon's Gate. You ever seen that shit?
Yeah, I guess.
Dragon's Gate is a sight to behold, but you can't sell it like wrestling. You got to sell it like the Chinese or Japanese circus or some shit. Or, you know, they're fucking amazing workers. I would use those guys. Like, I would use those guys if we had the money once a month on a television because it's different.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
it's good to have on the show, but it's not going to be what draws you.
Exactly.
It's not going to draw you to the house.
Exactly. You know, that kind of shit. But what is he going to do? They must be looking for luchadors or something. I don't know what. How does it? I will guarantee you, anybody that knows this guy or knows his chops in the business about having an eye for talent, he didn't recruit talent. CM Punk went to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the guys that went to Vince's, Samoa Joe went to them. He didn't go out and scout those guys. So I think it's a work. But the thing that I'm resentful about, take my personal out of it, my personal things with Gabe, and I'm not busting on Gabe. I'm not being a prick to Gabe. But Gabe will take it that way, so it doesn't matter what I say or preclude or disclose. Ronnie, did you see Ronnie? You never met him. Ronnie Metro.
No.
He used to wrestle for us. And,
no, I know.
Oh, what a work ethic. But he just couldn't. He didn't have the emotional maturity, you know. But anyway, he has so much going on in his life, you know. But anyway, he went and did these two, I want to say Evolve. No, not Evolve. It was some bullshit in New York where it was, when nobody would have anything to do with Gabe, he got in bed with somebody out of the East Coast. I want to say New York, whatever the fuck, wrestling. And they called him twice. They called him fucking WWE tryouts with Triple H was going to be there, you know. This is when Triple H was running around being a fucking mark for the indie darlings, you know, right before they hired these guys from ROH, which still, nobody made any money, and these guys weren't drawing for ROH either. But anyway, 2 times this motherfucker paid through the ass, went out there, did their bullshit, and he was supposed to be doing his tryout and practice matches in front of Triple H. Triple H didn't show up until after the shit was over.
Oh, really?
And said, "How you doing? I'm Triple H." Fucking guy paid $6,000 to $1,000 for nothing. It was at work. So if I was to pull something like that, you don't wash that off you. I think that's just fucking ratty.
Hey, how you doing, Triple H?
That's it. He wasn't there, or anybody from WWE. They didn't show up. Gabe didn't show up till the shit was over. And they used the name WWE to the fucking thing and got away with it. Which I just think that's dirtbag bullshit.
Yeah, that's pretty scummy.
Yeah. I mean, of course, it's these individuals' choice to go and fucking get worked.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the guy I'm talking about. Like, I love Ronnie to death, but I tell him, it's a fucking work. You went last time, and Triple H didn't see you. You met him at the end, and everything was over. What the fuck? Why are you going to go again? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, he's supposedly the talent scout, which is some sort of work in place.
Yeah.
How can you take the talent scout position, which I know for a fact is fucking Gerald Briscoe, and then Gabe Sapolsky is the current one? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? That's that, my brother. You know? So, I don't know, man. It's just a nightmare, but we're just going to keep focusing on what we do, you know? Can you plug this in for your old pal? Dude, I was fucking sick yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, man. I think it was goddamn food poisoning.
Oh, man.
I think I got some bad ground turkey at Jewel. Ooh. My body, I can't tell you how much my body hurt. Dude, all my areas with arthritis, 20 times more. Ugh. It's the first place it set in. So what I did was I fucking took about 6 baths, hot fucking baths, to try to get my body to stop aching. I couldn't eat nothing, so I couldn't take much meds, but I started taking an antibiotic anyway, just in case. And then last night when I went down, I woke up, I went to sleep at 1, I woke up at 1, and I felt 40% better.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm still a miserable fuck, but I took 2 Advil before coming here about an hour and a half ago, and they've kicked in now, so I'm getting through this, but I was a miserable fuck. I really thought it was my last Thanksgiving. I'm like, I gotta cut.
You're not gonna eat turkey.
When I was
not
a
even
kid,
your last year was your last Thanksgiving.
No, I thought I would make it to Thanksgiving and then dip.
It's my last Thanksgiving.
For you Catholics out there, Catholics. When I was a kid, even though my mom wasn't Catholic and hated Catholics, she sure loved to fucking manipulate Catholic guilt, you know. So she would be an asshole on the holidays, you know. And she started saying my grandma was my age, 57, when I was a little kid. You stop being a little prick. This could be your grandmother's last Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So I say that to my kids.
This is going to be my last summer.
I fuck with them all the time about it. It's turned into a joke, but I was like, holy shit, I shouldn't have made them jokes. This might be my last Thanksgiving if I make it till Thursday. Oh, I was so miserable, dude. The pain. I couldn't sleep Tuesday night. Monday night, the body pain was so bad. And I know I had tremendous workouts, the last 3 to 5 workouts before this thing hit. That's how I knew it wasn't a cold or flu. No symptoms, no chest, no head, you know what I mean? But, oh, that body ache. Now, today, I've had the shits. I got semi-monkey butt. That's what makes me think it was that fucking turkey. I knew that was questionable ground turkey when I ate it.
Why'd you eat it?
Fucking the same day it said sell by. But I was like, I don't know. Maybe I should just throw this out. No, it ain't fine. I've been looking at this shit, dude, man, in the economy again. My Jewel, those cocksuckers. All of a sudden I'll be like, hey, man, it's got a 50% sticker off. It expires on the 18th. What's the date today? The 18th.
Oh.
Well, it says that shit is good for fucking 3 to 5 days after that. Why doesn't it say expiration? Why does it have to say sell by?
That's a good question.
You know, fuck you, man. I know they got me again with a fucking chicken breast a couple years ago, too. It was fucking bad. That's the last time I had it, man.
So what do they say when people are shopping for it? How's that go again? I will. I'm going to buy it. Or what?
I don't know,
Do
man.
that again.
I don't even remember what I said. I know. It has a 50% off sticker on it. What is the date today, man? You know? Well, I did that shit, and I fucked myself royal. Oh, I was so miserable, dude. It was terrifying.
Did you not have camp yesterday?
No, I posted on the page. I'm fucking dying. I'm not going to be here tonight.
Oh.
And honestly, I shouldn't be here today, but that's why I think it's food poisoning. That passes within 1 to 2 days.
Well, we'll just get him.
I'm okay, man.
I'm just saying, we'll get him there, break a sweat, and we'll get in and get out.
Yeah, we'll get out of here by 9, you know?
Yeah,
but I took the Advil perfect.
The only time you've left at 9 is going to be tonight and when you broke your neck. That night you're like, Let's go. It was about 8:45. You were ready to go.
Fucking tards. I put myself in harm's way out there.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I got in the ring last week and showed these guys some shit because I
Yeah.
got fed up. You weren't here that day.
I wasn't.
No, I did a little bit on Saturday, but I did a lot last week. So I'm like, I can't take it anymore. If you fuckers cripple me, that's it. I'm never getting in the ring again. So they didn't cripple me. But I'm trying to help them be standouts, you know? The name of this game is motherfucking wrestling.
Yeah.
You know? Now, we, in fact, and I guess we can finally say it, it's a good thing. It's a feather in our cap. I single-handedly trained Sky fucking Blue. Sky Blue will not work for Vince anytime soon. Sky Blue is a mark for herself, and she has zero ground game, and she hasn't invented one thing in the last 3 years that she wasn't doing here every Saturday night. Sky Blue kind of bought into her own bullshit, and you can look on our YouTube channel. I think there's one match in my booking that has 9 million fucking views. You know, for a year and a half, I had a storyline going between her and that Connor Core, and it really fucking did well. You know, but sadly, she became a mark for herself, and she is not WWE material. You know, she was on her way, but she hasn't developed one iota since leaving here. You know, and I know that by the handful of matches that I've watched. I don't watch anymore. I don't watch her because I just get so... I hate waste. I hate waste. What I hate is the waste of talent. Or no, not talent with Sky. The potential.
Yeah.
I hate the waste of talent of Malad Akbar. Again, heavily watched guy on our YouTube. And I hate the waste of talent with Ronnie Metro. Because these guys really, man, if they could have listened and stopped listening to the wrong podcast and reading the wrong garbage on the internet, could have been something. You know, never say never. It ain't over yet. They're still young enough guys, but I just don't see them mentally developing. You know? Now, this isn't, again, Rand's way. This is the way. And you know me, how long have I been forecasting this industry and it comes to fruition?
No.
Remember what I told these guys 6 months ago? The name of the game is wrestling. If you can't wrestle, you better learn to look like you fucking can. Who's Vince hiring? What's Vince doing on TV? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And you guys, it's not the type of thing where, God, dude, have you ever heard? No, you probably haven't. But I've seen these idiots where, I got to get this and that. God damn, he's smarter than me, and that's smarter than me. This fucking clown, I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to bury him. I think he's a nice guy, but he's a fucking idiot. And the other ones that, oh man, he just watches wrestling in a different way than the rest of us do. Can't even get through a match, but he watches wrestling and he tells them what to do. That's his forte. Never been anywhere, but he's going to tell you how to do it because he watches wrestling different than you, you know? You fucking can't, you know? They watch this stuff and they can't get it, you know? I see these guys, and it blows my mind, and I wish it wasn't there, but I know even our idiots, some of the green kids watch it and go, oh, man, he's so good, man. But they don't look at the fact that it looks fake and no one buys it. Why is he working for Vince then?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it looks that fake, choreographed and staged, nobody's going to emotionally invest in it. Mm-hmm. I don't care who you are. You know? Unbelievable. Yep. We were supposed to do our goddamn, what was it again? Mount Rushmore. Did you do any thinking on your Mount Rushmore?
No.
Not a word.
I forgot.
All right,
It's next week. We already got 15 minutes in the can. That'll be a full show.
Well, I want to just talk and do our shit until these clowns get here. You know something? I don't know what happened, but because of the content, our language, or the jokes or something, fucking YouTube didn't monetize the podcast.
Really?
Yeah, because we went too far this way, the other way. Maybe they just didn't like the Dennis Connery story, but you heard it on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm just quoting it.
I don't know, man. Let me just ask you this question then. So last week you said well, first you said a lot of funny shit. But one of the funniest fucking things was that the one Mount Rushmore would have been for Dennis Connery for different expressions.
Different looks.
Yeah. How about just different expressions?
Yeah.
You know, here's Dennis, the thinker Dennis.
Yeah.
Here's
That's kinda what I was
confused
thinking.
Dennis.
Confused,
Here's
yeah.
Dennis with a smile.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, would Dennis be on one of your Mount Rushmores, and what Mount Rushmore
Probably tag.
So if you had
It'd
a...
be 4 guys, it'd be Ricky, Robert,
It'd have to
Bobby,
be
and
8
Dennis.
guys. It would have to be 8 guys. Your Mount Rushmore, there would have to be 8
Ricky
guys.
and Robert, Bobby and Dennis.
That's 4.
Right.
Who else?
That's it.
Yeah, no,
That's
you
on my
need
tag.
8. You need 8.
There's only 4 people on Mount
But
Rushmore.
you need, well, because tag team is 2 guys.
No, I just got 4 guys. 2 teams, 4 guys.
So, could you watch Dennis Connery matches one a day for the rest of your life?
I mean, I don't know. I can't watch any wrestling for fucking 1 match
Let
a
me see
day
that
for the
lighter.
rest of my life.
Bogart, let me see that
That's
lighter.
mine, man. You're gonna try to steal it.
Where's mine?
I don't know.
All right, Bogart, that was funny.
Bogart.
Dennis Condrey.
Yeah, that's funny though, right? Yeah, I don't know if I can watch any match, so that's gonna be a stretch. I can watch one.
Yeah.
One person? Yeah, I don't know. I just
Your man crushed hard on
and
Dennis.
like Mike, he would probably be on my Carney Mount Rushmore.
But you've never met this man.
I know. That's part of the.
What if he's a Rhodes Scholar?
Even better. That's part of
Can
the
you-
allure.
can you
'Cause
be
I
a-
don't know anything about Dennis, and really no one else does either.
Can you be a
I'd like to
Rhodes-
think Dennis is such not a mark that nobody knows anything about him because he doesn't even put over his own shit.
Can you be a Rhodes Scholar
Yeah,
and still be a
he's got
Carney?
that fucking-
And be a Carney.
Yes, he's got that handkerchief that kind of makes him look like a Rhodes Scholar. He has like an ascot.
What's the scummiest thing you've ever seen?
Oh man,
Working with Bert.
I don't know, man. Scummy, like what do you mean scummy?
Shady. Carney. Ugh.
Probably something. I don't remember, man. I gotta think
I've
about.
seen that motherfucker, man. Oh my God. If Bert Prentice, if he could have just went to therapy and took just some medication, he was so brilliant, Casey.
See, you were more privy all the time of what the hell was going on in office.
He's a marketing
in
genius.
offices. I was always just talent. I never really wanted to fucking. So I didn't really see all that much. There's something I'm probably missing. There's some stories that I just can't think of it right now. I know I've seen some fucked up shit, but I just can't think
We're
of
talking about Bert Prentice. God bless his soul.
it. But I've seen some other carny shit, like the boys fucking scamming the fans on the fucking gimmick tables and stuff.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just can't think of anything off the top
Why are
of
you
my
getting
head.
so crazy?
Because I can't think. I can't think.
That's not bad.
I'm on the spot. I did a
Johnny on the spot?
I did a carny thing. I fucking when I would go to
no.
when I would go to TV, I would fucking raid merch, and then I just go back to OVW shows and sell all WWE.
What do you mean rated?
I mean, they had free shirts for the boys and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I would just fucking take them back to Louisville, sell them at the house.
Well, how
shows.
many other guys were doing it?
Buddy, you'd get fired for that.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
You asshole.
Yeah.
That was a risky
This
scam.
is the reason because Roadkill used to fucking
Did
buy.
they ever call you out?
Roadkill used to do the Burt gimmick where he'd go to the dollar store and buy
Yeah.
fucking. Back then you could buy WWE
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
and then sell it for $10. Well, he did that. Well, he'd get pissed because I would show up with the brand new pay-per-view T-shirts and all the stuff from the night before on TV or
Oh,
whatever.
you asshole.
Oh, he got hot because I would
Yeah.
just set up shop right next to him. He gave me a ride to the town,
Yeah.
and I was after the show. Fucking, he was gone. My bag was sitting in the fucking parking lot. He took off without me. He was so hot. And I was doing it just like kind of half
Did
a
he
rib.
tell you he was hot or no?
Yeah, well, yeah, he was pissed. He
What
was
did
hot
he
about
say?
it. He's like,
What did he say?
"Come on, man, I'm not up on TV, man. What are you selling this shit?" It was kind of half a rib. I wasn't really doing it to make money,
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
pissed me off or something. Like, okay, motherfucker, I'm gonna fix you. So when I would go to TV, I would just like, okay, I'll take this, this, and this. Not for resale.
Yeah.
It's fucking just free shit. But then I'd take it back to OVW house shows, and I would set up. All of a sudden, I'd have my table over there right next to his. Nobody'd be buying his shit. They'd be buying all that fucking new
Was anybody
WWE.
else in on the rib?
I'm sure the boys. Oh yeah. I'd get them all. That was part of me fucking needling them because get him, Casey, get him. Yeah, boss, get him.
I just remembered Bert's worst. The worst thing ever, dude. Check this out. So, Bert always had
worst
the
thing
wrestling grab bag. And what they ended up being was a piece of candy. And anybody that sent him an 8x10
Oh, yeah. The guys that used to send their tapes and 8x10s to get work, he would put them in the grab bag.
Put in a piece of candy and sell them for $2, you know?
Free 8x10. The boys thought they were getting a look, and it was just, 8x10s. I'll just put them in the grab
That's
bag.
$2, you know?
Grab bag.
Double the money, you know?
He didn't even look at
All
those
I got to
pictures.
do is buy the envelope.
Oh,
Yeah.
so-and-so from fucking
Oh,
Richmond,
and he'd get
Virginia.
hundreds of them, you know? Well, the worst thing he did, man, he would go and he would take these fucking paper grocery bags and he would go and he would get like 25-cent shit at like a resale. And he would just load it up with socks, pants, underwear, and sell those for $5. So these poor fans would grab the paper bag, and they didn't care. Like, well, I only spent $1. Who cares if the pants don't fit? They would have someone's pants that didn't fit.
Not even wrestling related, just clothes.
Yeah. I better stop doing that.
Oh man, what the fuck? He wouldn't even shell out the $5 for 100 pack of Manila envelopes. He would just use he'd just take all the paper
Kroger.
grocery bags from Kroger.
That's what he would do, man.
Oh man,
He was a survivor. And then, of course, I've been there when he snuck off before payoffs. You know,
See,
I'll be out there working in the semi-main or main. Come back. Where's Bert? I have gas to get home.
Yeah.
Oh, Bert had to go. What the fuck?
For whatever reason, like I said, I got away with so much shit in WWE and in Louisville.
Why?
I don't know. There's some stories I can't mention, but I got away with a lot. So,
Jesus.
but I was always like, I guess I was the boss in the sense like, yeah, get him, boss, get him. Because the boys would always come to me if somebody was doing something like, oh, Casey will get him, Casey. You know, if someone was being a dick or something,
Yeah.
I would fucking find a way to fucking rip him and get him, you know.
Well, that's not a bad spot on the roster, man.
Yeah, I was the fucking,
Yeah.
get him, boss, get him.
It's better than being a fucking stooge.
Hey, go tell Casey, go tell him.
He'll handle it.
Yeah, because I wasn't a politician. I could care less. I was probably doing my thing or whatever. So I wasn't listening to the boys' conversations, but whenever they wanted me to hear something like, oh, go tell Casey, he'll fucking,
Give me an
what's
example.
going on? Why is he, what?
Who's someone that would do that? The Miz?
No, there
Santino?
was, who liked to fucking get me,
Worked up.
there was this worker, you don't know him, awesome worker, got out of the business.
Tell me the name of the
His name's
motherfucker.
Mike Cruel. He's
Okay.
an East Coast guy. Man, he would love that. Yes. He talked like he had a very deep, he's an Italian kid. Yes, Casey, you should do it. I think you should do that. Yes. You want me to do this, Mike? Yes. Yes. Do that, Casey. He was the heavyweight champion in OVW for a long time.
What
He
happened
was
to
under
him?
contract. I don't know why WWE never used him. I don't know. Maybe undersized. He wasn't a big guy.
But a good
But
hand.
a second generation, his dad was a fucking, like a East
Who was
Coast.
his pops?
He worked a gimmick called bodyguard for hire.
Okay.
Anyways, he was around the business.
Yeah.
Like back in the early '90s out on the
Yeah.
East Coast and all that. So
Yeah.
he was around it. Fucking unbelievable, unbelievable worker. Fucking great talent. But yeah,
Do you think that to this day Amish still holds a grudge?
maybe a little.
Really?
Because I started doing other things too. I'd fuck with them. Because I could fuck with people that normally guys in the locker room so for guys that wouldn't be fucked with. I was the only guy that the underneath guys could come to fuck with those guys, you know?
Yeah.
So they would always man, this guy's being a dick.
Come on. Well, this has got to be a good one.
I'd have to think.
You said I remembered, you laughed, and now what's the matter? You better judge him. I'll put it
No,
out there
I
in
would
public.
just do shit I was the tag team champion. I went for roadkill. I go, you fat son of a bitch.
Oh,
and
no.
I put my fucking belt around his leg. You could just wear that out to the ring like that.
Did he get mad?
Yeah, he got mad.
Was he selling or legitimately angry?
Yeah. He would fucking go crazy.
Was he selling or legitimately angry?
He wasn't happy. But we were kind of tight, though, before because
Yeah.
we teamed, so he knew I was just fucking with him.
Yeah.
But if anyone else did that, I wouldn't. He would fucking probably try to kill him. Roadkill's a pretty tough guy, man. Believe it or not.
No, he looks tough.
Yeah, he's not a guy who would want to fight. I would just run away from him because I think he did try to maybe take a swing at me once or twice. I just
Casey Boomer.
yeah. I just
you
fucking
came the rope a dope.
dip, dodge, duck, dive, and dodge.
The rope a dope.
Yeah, I'd have to get away
wish I
from
was
him
there.
till then he'd cool off, and I'd be back in his good graces. I actually really love Roadkill.
Yeah.
I'm not talking shit about him.
No,
I really
you never
liked
have.
him. And he
Whenever
was
you
actually
talk about him, to
me and him. Yeah, man.
So people know whenever you talk to
Very
me about him, you do nothing but put him over.
Very good worker, fucking very over, underrated. They
Yeah.
should have done something with him.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, if they would have done that, like I said, they originally Dusty pitched for me and him to team, which we ended up teaming in OVW.
Yeah,
They
but
never
it would've
brought
been-
us up.
would've been a
They
great
wanted us to do the
gimmick.
Kingpin gimmick, which would have been
With
fucking,
McCool, right?
Yeah, which
Yeah.
would have been money.
Money.
That would have
fuck.
fucking been
Who
money.
bit you in the ass? Shane?
No,
Some fucking writer?
they
Freddie
ended,
Prinze Jr.?
No,
Was he there when you were
they
there?
ended up. This is what happens. They ended up. Remember, they relaunched ECW, and they just wanted Roadkill to do that. instead.
Tell me
Yeah.
about this, though. Was goddamn Freddie Prinze Jr. there when you were there?
Maybe on the very tail end. I don't,
Did you guys fuck with the writers much? Did you fuck with the writers much or no?
Yeah, I like
Did you?
TV. Yeah, sure.
What was that like? I never asked you that. I really want to know.
No, you just pitch them ideas, and they might use it. They might not. There was a lot of
You pitch them.
right. And sometimes
about
they
a-
would pitch you.
Oh. Have you ever heard any crazy, stupid shit or good shit from them?
Not really concerning me. No.
Okay. How about if you were in the middle of something like with Spanky and Kendrick? Wait, that's the same guy. Kendrick in
Spanky,
London.
yeah.
Did they give you 2 cents face to face, or did that?
Yeah,
Was it always?
that was a lot of fucking-
Did they always say, "Well, they want you to"?
Yeah. No, it'd be a lot of like, oh, we got big plans for you. There was a lot of jerking off with the writers.
Okay.
They were politicking, just like the boys were politicking. That's kind of how it goes. So you never really, nothing ever really materialized because you know how it is. It's just
Yeah.
a constant bullshit fucking
yeah.
game. They just wanted to fucking basically make Vince happy, which is smart, you know, because that's a fine line too.
Yeah.
You know, you fucking pitch ideas and the boss don't like it. So they were looking. So think about it. How when it's like that though, that's the type of politics that are played up there. How creative can they really be? Because at the end of the day, they're still playing the same game that the boys are playing with the Office.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a bunch of fucking jerking your chain and fucking. Oh yeah, you know, every guy they talk to, like, oh, we got big. The writers be, oh, we got plans for you. What do you think about this, and that? Yeah, but it was.
Who were those guys? Do you
I-
remember the names?
Man, I don't remember.
They're probably not even there anymore.
I think if you were now, but here's the thing: if you were a top talent, you definitely had their ear. You know, because they're already over with Vince, so they're
Well,
like,
what
well,
about
shit.
Randy? Randy don't have to do shit. He does what he wants, right? Or do they come up
There's
with it?
there's a guy that fucking doesn't have to play the game.
Yeah,
Maybe at one point, but there's a guy that doesn't have to play the game.
sure.
So, you know, it's treacherous political waters.
What about Miz? Would he play the game?
Sure, I think he
He
was.
fucking must have got good.
Well, that's the same thing.
He could teach me
You
a
had to
thing or
get
two.
them. You had to get them over. It was the same way. You had to get over Vince in the Office. You had to kind of get over the writers. I think they were over. Miz was over with him because of his reality show background. You know, like I think
kid's a genius.
They got him over.
Dude, in my opinion, that kid's a genius. Oh, squeaky cheeks, quit it!
No.
I don't have no matches either, you animal. That kid is a genius.
Yeah, he's a smart.
You should have just attached yourself to that motherfucker.
I know, I should've.
You tard.
I tried to at the bar to pick up his table scraps.
Yeah, but you should have done it in the fucking
I know.
TV.
I wanted to get Bieber, but I guess.
Tell them about would you get quality? The crumbs that fall out of his mouth. Was it quality?
Yeah, but here's the thing though. A lot of times though, once whatever he was gonna do, they were all there. Like sometimes the table scraps, they just leave. Fuck you, anyways.
So would you
Miz
kick
left,
yourself?
they would be like, there'd be no table scraps sometimes.
Would you kick yourself? Be like, damn it, all that work for nothing.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as he'd split, they'd be like, oh, Mike left? They left.
Gotta go.
Yeah,
So
they gotta
would
go.
know,
I thought I was making some headway.
Did most of those snapperoonies know him from the reality show or Vince or both?
The reality show.
Yeah.
At that time, down in Louisville. Oh yeah.
Was he double dipping? Was he doing reality and Vince at the same time?
No, I don't think so. No.
Did
No.
you? Well, you know what, man? What was he on, The Real World?
Yes.
So that shit, I mean, that was one of the first groundbreaking reality series. It shows you how powerful that shit was. Mm-hmm. You know? Mm-hmm. All right, let's dip out again. Don't forget, help us keep the doors open. Be highly entertained. Casey is going to go out here on a limb here, and he's going to tell you that if you don't, if you're not satisfied with what you get from our subscribing to our Patreon, he'll pay you triple the difference in cash.
Yep.
Triple the difference in cash.
Let me find my checkbook. I think I got a pencil
Why say
somewhere.
no when it feels so good to say yes? And Premier Pro Wrestling on Pro Wrestling Tees as well. Like and subscribe while you're here on YouTube.